but she'd always had a soft spot for Candy. The woman had kept her tender heart and generous, though somewhat naive, disposition since childhood, which in a cynical world Carol Bell knew was a difficult and rare feat. Candy had remained a close friend to Carol Bell since they were 5 years old. Candy had been widowed in her 30s, and she'd stood by Carol Bell through the loss of Carol Bell's husband 11 years ago. That kind of treasured relationship was one a person shouldn't take for granted. "Please excuse me," Carol Bell said, patting Candy's knee. "I didn't mean to be harsh. I just want to be certain she's suitable. It'd be disastrous if we made a misstep. What I meant is that the woman smiles very easily for a stranger who just stepped foot in a new town with unfamiliar people. It disconcerts me, is all." Eve Knight, seated on the other side of Candy, scooted to the front of her chair, propped her elbows on her knees, and tossed in her somber 2 cents, as usual. "There's nothing wrong with smiling when you enter a new town. I'd worry more if she didn't smile." Holly Wilde, who'd deliberately chosen the seat farthest from Carol Bell, grinned. "I agree with Eve and Candy," she shrugged. "A smile puts others at ease and does a body good. Just look at her." She waved a slender arm in the direction of the stranger, who still stood beside her white truck, surveying her surroundings. "She appears young, healthy, energetic, and she's moving to a new town, getting a new home at Christmas. She has every right to smile." "And she has a trailer." Candy perked up at the sound of hooves clanging on metal. "That sounds like a horse stomping around in there. Do you think she brought a horse with her?" "More than likely." Carol Bell narrowed her eyes, taking a better look at the tall, slender stranger. "She bought that vacant farm, Chestnut Ridge, with the intention of breeding horses. At least that's what Hal Sutton told me 2 months ago when he sold her the place. Did you know she bought that land from him over the internet? Paid for it in full without ever even stepping a toe in Noel? Hal said she wanted to snatch it up before anyone else had a chance to buy it, but that she didn't have the time to drive up here. She's a barrel racer and has been, what do you call it?" Her brow furrowed. "Touring the circuit?" Eve nodded. "Well, supposedly she was too busy competing to make the drive and look the place over, which was a mistake, if you ask me." Carol Bell's frown deepened. "Hal said they completed the whole real estate transaction via phone, email, and Doom." She waved a hand in the air. "Or whatever you call that virtual thing people do from home nowadays." "Nothing wrong with that." Holly fingered the soft tassels on her cashmere scarf as she eyed the stranger, an excited expression crossing her pretty face. "People buy all kinds of things online nowadays. Groceries, furniture, cars, naughty negligees." Eve gasped. "Holly, please. A little decorum." Carol Bell clucked her tongue. Holly was in no way demure, and her mere presence always seemed to get under Eve's skin. Eve had always been modest, even as a teen, and Holly's brazen disposition shocked her on most occasions. A transplant from Florida, Holly had moved to Noel 12 years ago, struck up a friendship with Candy, and joined the trio of lifelong friends 2 years after that. Holly came from old money, had decided in her 20s to never marry, but enjoyed dating more than anyone Carol Bell had ever met. Last year, Carol Bell, Candy, and Eve had made a bet that Holly's latest love interest, Don Jacobs, would manage to steal her heart and get a ring on her finger. After all, the handsome horse trainer had lasted months longer than any other man Holly had taken an interest in. But the moment Don had tried to persuade Holly into making a commitment, Holly had dropped him like a hot coal. And Carol Bell had lost $50. She huffed. The memory still stung. "A person can barely make it in today's world without the internet," Holly continued.